COE. I was watching COE in my mind, because the thing, you know, the Black Eyes TV is alright, they alright. I'm not seeing them, so they alright. COE is the thing, eh?
Yeah. Yo, this is your boy Ashley Waters. I want to big up Black Eyes TV7.
It's the difference. The difference between fight or flight. Between life and death. A bit dramatic, I guess, but it gets like that. Because round here you don't have to say much, you just know. And we've all been there. In fact, it's happening right now. Look closer. It's coming right at you. There it is. The iconic Screwface.
In the 4-5 back.
Now that takes me back to years spent twisting up our faces in self-defense, when we armed ourselves with a mere expression. But as a matter of fact, it was more than that. See, there's no weakness around here, my G. Big man ting. You can't take man for an idiot, please. And a smile, well, that's the last thing we expected to see. It's mad how we perfected the Screwface like it was some sort of rite of passage. Because all it seemed to bring was more passer and more damage. What's dumb is I definitely got into more wahala for screwing than I ever did for skinning teeth.
Fuck you looking at? Push your.
On the real, man were really out here trying their hardest not to smile. And we'd actually get offended when girls didn't fuck with us.
What? Bro, I don't know about your thing, you know, my brother, but you see my thing, I was getting girls from way back, my bro. Like, who's chatting shit?
Madness. But seriously though, I can't help but wonder, how many of the man them would still be boys if they smiled more? How many of the man them would still be free if they smiled more? How many of the man them would still be here if they smiled more?
So I was just asking you about the, I guess it's called phases of one's life. Now,
rites of passage.
Rites of passage, okay. So in the African system, what system, what other systems are there out? What systems are there out there that you know of?
Right, and the Yoruba, Akan, and most of the systems in Africa, they deal with a primary five. The rites when you come to birth. And the rites when you reach puberty, when you're being prepared for adulthood. The rites of adulthood, once that's between the 20s and about 50. And then in and somewhere, then mothers deal with the 5. And then the eldership, which is between 60 and 75. And the last is the preparation for ancestorship. So those are the primary 5. But in between, you have secondaries. So when you're talking about the puberty, where you're being prepared for adulthood, there is that entry into the community of adulthood. But when you get 30, you're being prepared to take responsible senior positions as an adult.
Man, I rock what I want, don't business. Certain man wanna move district when the mum's darker than me, let me sip. Nah, I'm not gonna stand for the disrespect when I should be getting raised up, but yet they wanna diss me. Cause of how my skin set, man, miss me with all the anti-dark detail. Let's be honest, your comments, they can't mean well. Meanwhile, you can handle that, weak girl. Oh look, there's an angry black female. Let me keep calming them, but I'm warning them. Every time you bring us down, I'ma raise up all of them. And if you take offense, then so be it. Didn't come back for friends, I'm alone in it. I say something and you don't like the tone in it, you got the problem, cool, phone's in it. Everybody's got a dark side, I just roam in it. My own race want a bad mind, but we soldier it. No way I'ma let it slide, I'm not over it. You better mark my words, nobody's gonna get a blight till I get the task over. I say when I had to continue to mask over. We're working our asses off, but don't get what we are due, but we let it pass over. Cause that's how the industry move. Fuck that, I ain't in the industry mood. Bun that, I'ma do what I do, but I done chat. I just have to give them my view. I went to see someone, and they said to me, it was a good thing. They said that I came here today. They said that I had 3 days in which to be seen, but the only downfall is that I came on the 3rd day. And I tried to come earlier, I swear down, but the clinic's closed on a Thursday. Had a couple of exams on a Friday. They say if you're serious enough, then why wait? But I weren't even schooling, I had things to do, and that's why I was so slack. Hey, you can get it from the chemist now, and that's what I'd have done if I could go back. Back the time I didn't know that. So here I lay on this cynical day, praying that my period comes on the 24th of May. 24th of the month. My period's still not come, and it's nuts because the feeling in my tongue that I usually get just ain't here. Because when my period's due to come, you better know that it's usually made clear. But today I'm made fair. I tried my best to ensure I protected my organs. Pregnant teens are projected as whores, and no way, I weren't gonna have that image. I tried to be so safe. But with me and anything I do, things won't ever just go straight. So if my pee don't come in 2 days, it's a pregnancy test for me, mate. So obviously nothing came with them 2 days past. So I went to the chemist so fast, bought around 3 tests in a plastic glass cup. I don't have good luck, so I'm at the counter just thinking I'm fucked. It was nuts. I just couldn't believe that a girl like me could potentially get caught up. So I'm at home, I'm reading a manual, my hand's shaking, I just can't handle the fact that 2 lines will mean that I'm pregnant. And if they show up, then it's bedlam. The instructions said that I had to wait a few minutes before I saw the blue signs. Looked at my phone, it was due time. What was on the test? 2 lines. So I picked up the phone, called the guy. Yeah, what you saying, babes? What you saying, babes? I'm like, you're right, can you talk right now? You busy? Yeah, man's just playing pro, innit? Alright, but can you talk? Alright, let me just bang in this goal quick. Honestly, you can't make these things up. And he was like, yeah. So what are you saying? What are you saying? And I didn't really know how to put it. Like, how do you drop it? Like, what do you say? So I just said, it's positive. He said, what's positive? I said, I took the test 3 times, man. It came back positive. And I just started to have bare heavy breathing, boy. You know, you can tell someone's pacing up and down. So what do you want to do? Then I was like, personally, I think abortion is wrong in it. That's just me. And he was like, yeah, I hear that still, but like, don't you want to go uni, like? Don't you want a career in music, like? And I was like, well, yeah, of course. And then he cut me off, and do you know what he said? He said, how are you gonna cope? How am I gonna cope? Me one. So I got on the bus, had a consultation booked, ain't gonna lie, the conversation shook me up to the point where I just wanted to get rid. I can't raise no kid, I'm a kid myself, I won't kid myself, I'd have a lot of support, but you know I won't bid for help, because being pregnant is something that I did myself with the help of a guy. He won't help, he implied, so a stable life for my child has already been denied. And just when I thought I had been through the worst of things, the nurse said, Isabel, you'd have been having twins. Oh. That's my time. Thank you very much, guys.
I found the event very fantastic. It was a great banger. We had Lioness, we had quite a few other artists that was spitting fire. If you have the opportunity, make sure you come down to the next one, because you missed a great event that just gone past. And this is Terry Riggs, Mr. Riggs, for blackicetv7. Tune into YouTube and watch out for Total Expressions.
army fought is with shields and assegais. No disrespect to the Zulus, believed the Zulus walked butt. Yeah? And the British felt that butt whooping 1879 at Isandlwana Mountain. British contingent wiped out in 2 hours. So no disrespect, yeah? But that is not typical of how Africans fought. If you were to look at the African empires of Ghana, Mali, Songhai, Great Benin, Kanem Bornu, the House of Confederation, etc., 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 how they fought was mounted knights on horseback with their long javelins. Now, most people associate mounted knights in their armor with medieval Europe. Pure nonsense. Pure nonsense. Now, this is not to say Europeans didn't have knights, they did. But the code of chivalry of knights goes back to a 7th century black Arab called Antar. Google him. Antar, A-N-T-A-R. And yes, he's black, he's described as a Sudani, which is the Arabic term for black. And he, in the 7th century, was to lay out the codes of chivalry. You know, the codes up by knights, how they're supposed to step? And all this stuff about wooing the lady and that kind of thing is all going back to him. And then from there, that whole knights thing comes into Africa, where the medieval African civilizations are all on this. Now, this particular piece is from Hausaland, northern Nigeria. Does that make sense? But it doesn't matter where. If you were to go to ancient Ghana, medieval Mali, all them places would have had this. You see? But because we don't know our history, we don't know that that is how it used to be going on back in the day. You look at some of the swords and some of the things here. You see? Because we don't know, we assume, oh, it must have come from someplace else. But that's only because we don't know our things. Are we with that? All right, final piece now. Final piece. What material is that? Method. Chain method. All right, this one.
Talk about something very important about gender harmony. And harmony is everything. Harmony is respect, as we heard. Harmony is about culture. Harmony is about love and consideration. And I think this is really one of the major opportunities I have to talk about our traditions. As you can see, I'm a queen, actually female king in Africa in a traditional sense. And so Africa has a lot to teach us about gender harmony. And I think that I also heard some of my consort here talk about the importance of recognizing the role of women in community, because in ancient time, as in our tradition, women have always played a major role into the structuring of society, and especially in position of governance, and especially in position of trade. And today, if you go to Africa, most of the marketplaces are ruled by women. But it is also important to recognize that the harmony is not so much in saying, okay, we are always been considered as equal in Africa. A woman and a man are totally equal. However, there are differences in the sense that we are not similar. And the similarity is important to realize that we have strength in our differences, because the strength is not about an individual achievement, but it's about the achievement of a society as a whole. So what is important to recognize is that the differences make us complete each other. So when I heard earlier all the place of women is in the kitchen and so forth, I don't mind my place being in the kitchen if I'm really good at it. And not only that, if I'm respected for it. So it's okay to be a woman raising children and in the kitchen, because maybe during many, many thousands of years, we realize that we're really great at doing this. And today we have a crisis in education, we have a crisis with our youth, because there's not enough mothers home to raise the children. So my problem is not so much the equality to be able to do exactly the same thing as a man does, as my dear friend, the deputy mayor of Newark said, if I'm better at it, let's be judged on the premises of our performances. And we are different, and it's okay to be different so long as you and I work together, so you can complete me, and you can bring to me your skills, you can bring to me your qualities and your strength, and then complete the areas where I lack. So harmony is about recognizing each other's strength and each other's value and each other's weaknesses, and to admit that in that field I need help. And trust me, when I have 15 suitcases with all my beautiful dresses to shop around, I love to have a strong man around to help me. And it's not to put them down and say you're running the muscles. It's to say, listen, your constitution is better built for this kind of opportunities. So what I'm trying to say is to say, we are, of course, every man and woman have the right to have equal chance to, be the best self in whatever capacity that they feel to do. And I also want women to be always educated, because even if a woman stays home and raises the children, she is the educator, the nurturer. So having a woman who's educated, raising our children, is really, as my friend Deputy Mayor Ugo said, the future that we are investing in. So without investing in our women, without investing in the fact that women have a very complex role in this modern society, because indeed we are in the workplace, we are doctors, we are nurses, we are teachers, we are deputies, we have all kinds of positions, but yet again, we are still home, in great majority, the one who have to take care of the children and raising a family. So this is why I want to encourage us to continue, because these men are sons. I have 2 sons and a grandson, so I have a bunch of boys and men around me. These men are sons, they are brothers, they are fathers, they are our family. So we have to make sure that they understand that the quest for women equality is not a quest for men's demise. But the quest for women equality is really a quest for balance in society and harmony in a society as a whole, completion. And so let's get inspired again by our elders, who have really built, indeed, as one of my dear sister here spoke about history. It's important to understand where gender inequality comes from. To really understand, because nature was not meant to make one of the gender superior to the other, because it made us so we depend on each other. Thank you very much.
What a fabulous role model, and if I might say so, you stole all our hearts here. So the Queen of Hearts, thank you so much for your inspiring words. And what you said is, it's not a competition between male and female. And let me say, in a woman, a man is included, because it's WOMAN, not woman.
TV7.
Start again.
I love Black Ice TV7. I always big up Black Ice TV.
Thank you.
TV7 are my family.
Thank you.
I'm on the stage spitting lyrics. Black Ice TV.